check this out. Was it restream? There we go. All right, Hangout. The morning show. Da 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 da. Now let's go. Morning show. Where did my stylus go? Holy freaking crap! I hope I didn't lose it. I'd be depressed if I did. No, it wouldn't be in here. I know it wouldn't be in there. There it is. Man, I lifted something big with my back earlier this morning. I'm paying the price for doing something so stupid. But it won't be like this forever. All right. Time to draw. Time to draw people. Gonna pull out the good old reliable this person doesn't exist.com. The thing about that I like about this person does it, it's like a double-edged sword. I'm not gonna lie, because this person doesn't exist.com. They can have like some really cool references at the same time. Goodness gracious, you'll get absolute nightmare fuel. Like that is always an option. That's always an opportunity. That there, here. I mean, it's also a good practice for likeness, you know, because I always feel like I'm just terrible at it. Hmm. Somewhat fine. Gonna keep moving forward. I'll just keep moving forward. Hmm. I'm just trying to block everything out real quick. Be like around here. I want her to do like this. So it should be lower. All right. Okay. There's got to be a better this person doesn't exist that generates less nightmare fuel. What we on today, bro? Back to doing Purgatory Academy, drawing some background people. I remember what I wanted to do for a while with this is to draw less blob people and be a little bit more detailed on the inhabitants of the school. So I'm going through this person doesn't exist.com to get just quick references of just one off people. Yeah. And other than that, uh, what are your thoughts on webtoons? General thoughts or specific thoughts? What you trying to do? Generally, I don't like it. Mostly because it's just another. Well, the last time I tried, well, I mean, mostly when the last time I tried to do webtoons was it doesn't really do enough for people who want to take it seriously. If you want to take the only time that you will take people should take webtoons seriously is if they pay you to make originals. Which, if you're not there, then don't even bother. If not even in that position, if you don't have a representative going to you telling that saying that they will pay you to create content on their website, you'd honestly be better off just putting stuff on your own. I still believe you're better off putting stuff on your own website and running ads on your own website. Specifically, what I've been doing has been just running ads on interest and then posting. You would probably do a lot better posting on Reddit or yeah, mostly Reddit. Like, and I know everybody has like their own ifs, their own quandaries with Reddit, but it does have more tools. It does pretty much the same thing, and it has more tools to allow individuals to succeed, or just to get. Well, when I mean succeed, I mean like getting paid, getting seen, reaching people who have that has a lower barrier to entry to support you financially. And with webtoons, it's just a prick. The last time I was on webtoons was like a couple of years ago. There was just a higher it was a higher bar of entry to get people to support you because you can embed your own links to your website or other your coffee or whatever. Um, it's just other revenues allows you to be seen, allow you to be seen, and like all the only thing that, and when you really break it down, you can literally just there's nothing super special about webtoons that you can't get in any other website or social media. Webtoons doesn't really provide anything inherently special. It just has the marketing, marketing to get people who aren't serious about anything, who aren't serious about the making a living or getting paid. What format do you upload on Webtoons? Was it still panel or scroll? Still panel or scroll? What do you mean? Full pages or like the traditional scrolling Webtoon style? Because because of if you're there, I wouldn't really. Well, they really don't care. First things first, people really don't care. Uh, but I did go the extra mile of cutting up the panels and putting them on the Webtoons putting them in the Webtoons vertical scroll format. Full page versus traditional. The full page is is the traditional. The scrolling, I really think it really doesn't matter. Because it really doesn't matter because people aren't paying for it, and I don't think that will be. People are used to it, so if you really don't want to rock the boat, then yeah, do like the Webtoons format of scrolling. Because also, if you just want to be seen, I'd rather go. If you want to be seen, I'd say Reddit is a better option, or just putting something on your own website and then uh target traffic to your website. I recommend, and if you're gonna go that route, I recommend Pinterest because they have pretty inexpensive, uh, pretty inexpensive operation going on. With Webtoons, and even with that, I wouldn't recommend just having a if you're going to go down that route. I don't recommend just like sending people to the website. I recommend people you use those clicks to get people to sign on to your newsletter or whatever. So people upload manga on Reddit there. Yeah, r/comics is like the biggest one. Uh, r/comics, r/ like web comics, mostly r/web comics. They'll like you can upload literally anything there, your own stuff there. Like that's how I uploaded what was it, the first chapter of Just a Reaper there, and it got like a near like 700,000 views, but that was an anomaly. But a regular upload would be like 1,000 or so, 1,000 or so. And I feel like the audience on Reddit, they can be a bit more annoying, but the audience are more likely to convert, and that's like stuff that you can always use. And if you're going to upload load it for free, make sure you archive all of the comments that you have. What's a good idea is to archive all the comments that you get. So when you like try to publish a physical copy, you can use those comments as testimonials to promote your physical releases or promote like any other or any compilations or any digital release of your story. Just for so cold audiences will see your landing page, and they'll see the real people giving their real thoughts, their real praises off on your story, and that will solidify what's the word uh authority and authenticity. That's just me. That's what I'm learning right now. That's the theory. That's the game theory. That's the game theory. Because like what I'm doing right now will be what I'm doing right now. What I'm experimenting is setting up like a Patreon like thing. So I can get closer to a Patreon like thing with the tier systems and whatnot to garner or to capture an audience, like a staying audience, and not just borrowing it from other services. Because that's the main issue with uploading with Webtoons or YouTube or any other social media is that you will always be borrowing an audience unless you have a way to capture their emails. I think this is not fun. This isn't fun enough. Yeah. Oh, this is fun. There we go. Did you end up revamping your website? Last time I was on the live stream, someone giving you feedback on it. Oh yeah. Give me a second. Not the whole website, just the I changed the landing page that to direct everybody. Like this is the landing page. Like what's going on right now is I'm still having the a similar issue where it's not really an issue. I'm just observing that people are clicking the free tier just to see what's up. I'm telling them, yeah, you kind of have to sign up to get the free copies. I recently included the ability, not ability, but included the behind the scenes content. In addition to signing up and reading the free chapters, you will also get the behind the scenes content, the author's which includes the author's commentary, the thumbnails, the traditional thumbnails of the chapter, and any other bonus art or production art that comes with the production of the chapter. Because that's what I really like to include stuff like this as much as I can. Yeah, not this. Yeah, stuff like the bonus art that looks like this included because I just love stuff like that. That's just me. That's just me. I think this arm. Da 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 da. Yeah. I gotta make this a little bit more fun. Just gotta just gotta try to draw it based off of the how I feel, like raw energy, like figure drawing. Actually, no, 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 no. Ah, ah, this is MMA. This is like I don't know. My mind is like no. I'll put a guy here. Swap that out. Put it with a guy. Place him with the guy. Yes, sir. That landing page looks official, my guy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ha 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 ha. You know, it's a little bit nothing. It's nothing. Ain't a thing. You know, appreciate it. Ain't nothing. Like so far I have two people signing up that signed up for free. Um, yeah, I have two people who signed up for free. I want to get a free sign up every day. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna keep tweaking the landing page and maybe even the initial image, uh, so I can hammer home that ability. So I can hammer home the ability or seeing if I can improve to get a sign up a day. If I get really lucky, then I'll get somebody donating $5 a month. Yeah, but that's the plan. That's the game plan. How do you bill someone monthly? Um, it's what there is a what should we call it widget? LOL. I don't know. Do you have a Visa provider? Yeah. I use PayHip for my what I use PayHip for my what do they call it? My storefront. You can I think you can just and PayHip uses Stripe and PayPal. So if somebody wants to pay monthly, they can just enter their credit card or just pay through PayPal, and they'll get paid like month and like the payment will be processed through Stripe or PayPal or whatever, and it'll I'll just get that automatically. PayHip will take 5% uh, of off of every earning you make, but that's pretty. I think that's pretty good for like what I have right now. It's not a lot. Um, I think the other alternatives you can either go with Gumroad, but Gumroad takes 10%, or I recently learned that you can just do go through Stripe and Stripe is a not Stripe. Square. Yeah, Stripe. Or not Stripe. Square. The payment processing company. I use Square when I sell like physically when people want to pay with their card. I just the Square app is just so good because they just take the NFC chip that's in every credit card. You just put it against your phone and instant payment. Yeah, instant payment. So those guys have their own storefront that you can use to bill people monthly. I don't know about their charging fees, how much percentage like how much the percentage they take away like per month, but I'm focusing on PayPal on PayHip right now because so far that's what I know, and I like how and I know I can set up um tags on the website on PayHip's website that aids the ad platforms to tell them what kind of person that I want to visit my website. So that's why I'm going with PayHip because I embedded tags with Google Tag Manager. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Google Tag Manager. Yeah. I embedded tags in my website with Google Tag Manager, and that will and I when I every time I send a traffic to my website, it's helping the ad algorithms find the right type of person to who will visit the website and who will most likely subscribe. It's a bit of a setup. Yeah, it takes a while to set everything up, but I think it's worth it. Let's see, but I still gotta figure out how to make uh get constant clients, get constant emails. I don't know if it's a landing page thing, a copy thing. I'm bad at my bad. I'm at work and pausing the live, throwing in throwing it in 2 times to catch up. It's fine. It's fine. That this look that looks too. Actually, yeah, this guy's better. Completely different head shape. Let me try to block it out. see if I can try to over there. Another astonished face. Another one probably like covering his head. But it's like probably da da da. There we go. Okay, cool. Trying to figure. Yeah, since Travis is over there in the foreground, see if I can shrink it down. Yeah, there we go. So this is like what I've been focusing on. It is a long journey, but now I'm just mostly focusing. Like before, I was focusing on like how I can help other people, but now I'm just after doing that for several years, I'm more focused on helping myself. I'll help other people when I figure it out. Until then, yeah, I'm just pretty isolated. Finally, its face is pretty here. Kind of like hairstyle going on. This that's pretty cool. Kind of his nose is is a bit long like this. After that shape, have you been through? How have you been through, bro? Like, personally, physically, and spiritually. Um, how I've been personally. I don't really think about. I honestly don't really think of myself pretty much personally. I'm pretty much. I don't know how to answer that how to answer the personally segment. Oh yeah, my birthday was this month. I forgot. Um, no, like personally, I've been like pretty. I guess pretty depressed recently, and I think a lot of the source of that depression is like it came from just feeling generally stuck in life. And what's annoying is that I don't think that what's annoying about it is I tried a lot of what people have said when they have like these general funks in life, just like go outside more, talk to people, uh go to the gym, and a lot of those things just did not fulfill me. Like all those like talking to people is cool in short bursts, but the more that I talk to people, the more I feel like people don't interest me because a lot of people don't aren't really on a mission. They aren't really trying to push forward to the next part of their lives. They are more a lot of people that I meet are more or less, I wouldn't say content, but drifting. And that's not nourishing to me. So I separate myself from a lot of people. Going to the gym, I hate going to the gym personally. Uh, mo- I just don't like going to the gym. I'm a pretty, I'm a pretty thin guy. I wouldn't say that I'm fit. I'm naturally athletic if I stuck with it, but I'm not around a lot of people, and I don't have a lot of body goals. And even if I did, I'm not really trying to impress anybody, and I'm easily okay with my own self image. So that's something that I'm not interested in. And I go outside almost every day, just walking and feeling the sunlight. And some days I don't even want to do that, but I try to force myself to go outside and walk for like 30 minutes or an hour every day. And I think the source of the depression is knowing that I have a gift, knowing that I have a talent, and it's I feel like it's not working out for me. It's so frustrating. Or when I show my work, when I show my abilities to people, they're they realize how great it is. They realize how cool it is. They realize that it is there. It's something else, right? They see the light in it, but they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to make of it. If it's not of use for their company, if it's not of use to them personally, then they don't care. They don't care enough. They don't care to promote it. They don't care to see something like this thrive. They don't know what to, they. And it's not even they don't care to do it. A lot of the times they just don't know. They don't know what to do with it, right? So the reason why I'm doing all these ads and trying to, I've been on this journey for almost a decade, is because I am the guy. I have to place it upon myself to care. I have to place it upon myself to make this work, right? Because nobody else can do this for me. Nobody else can really do this. And the outward pressure to me to succeed every month when it comes to money, I could just get a job, but honestly, I would just draw. I don't think that's a good environment for me. I don't think I know it's not a good environment for me because of how I am. As soon as I get slighted, I'm like I don't need to be here. You know what I mean? That's something a lot of people cannot relate to. If I really don't like something, I'm like I'm not a kid anymore. I they wait like society have made me waste all of my patient tokens when I was a kid, to the point where if someone tries to put me in a position that I don't like someone that isn't my family member try to put me in a position that I don't like, I immediately go like I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this. Like that's my entire childhood was basically like that. I don't need to do that. And then I just quit, right? Um but the whole depression pretty much came from I don't I'm not asking a lot out of my I'm not asking a lot out of my life, and I'm still not getting what I'm asking for, what I'm praying for, what I'm working towards for the past couple of years. I'm still not at that point. and that just like personally wrecks me every day. Like I could to the point where I couldn't even celebrate my birthday because I'm like, why would I celebrate my birthday when I think about killing myself every day? And I'm like, that's great, and like that was like a crazy thought. That was like a crazy thought that I thought of my birthday. And I would see my cousins and my family members like singing me happy birthday, and I'm like, it's not really about for me. It's great that I have people that a that likes to see me happy, that likes to see me live, but I'm not fulfilling my purpose. I feel like I'm not fulfilling what I'm good at, and fulfilling like what is the most important thing, not to me, but what it means to be human. And I'm not like I don't think about art as a self-expression. I think about art as something to something akin to like a prophet, trying to remind people to look towards God, right? And all of like to look towards God. And I'm just in a world where the things that I do that doesn't doesn't fulfill that purpose. It serves me a lot more than doing something like this, and that wrecks me. That irks me. Physically, I'm doing fine. Spiritually, that doesn't real. Spiritually, I'm pretty much the same. I don't think that no matter how hard my life gets, I'm not going to. I think I told you this before. I don't care how hard my life gets. I don't think I'll ever just not believe in Christ. I don't, like that's never going like that's just a non-negotiable for me. Like the day that I don't believe in Christ is the day I kill myself because there's literally no reason to live outside of that. Like the book of Ecclesiastes has like a really hard like grasp on my philosophy on life and living, where to the point that like a lot of people like even when I read Nietzsche, I get where he's coming from, and it goes so hard because every time that like I haven't read a complete book, but every time I try to read it, I put it down because I can't let go of the feeling that Nietzsche is a dork that longs for a time that he never got to live in, and he is just so mad of the absolute winning of Christianity culturally. However, he was also born in a time what he was also born in a time where secularism and just overall uh, atheism was on the rise, and he was and then and like that also constitutes his that famous saying that God is dead and we have killed him as a warning of a moral decay. Without God, then people will not have anything to strive for. So his conclusion is like people should strive for they need to like better themselves. They need to prepare to better themselves unless they fall into a nihilism, absurdism, which is like yeah, sure, I get that. There's I like which is yeah, sure, I get that. But his absolute refutations of like Christianity and the faith is just so gay and cringe. It's unfortunate that people take it seriously, but it really is the sign of the times. That's what of it really is a sign of the times. Uh, but yeah, but yeah, I think but like after my birthday, I tried. I'm trying to do some different stuff. Like when I'm, I think. Wait, what was it? What was it? I started listening to like positive affirmations, not because because I believe in some sense. Like I like what I consume is going to influence my thoughts a lot. And I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what got me into like that idea of saying like God has a something working out for me. Keep talking. I'm still behind on the live stream. Hello, but happy belated birthday, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Um yeah. What was it? What was it? I'm still thinking. But I was thinking that the what the content that I consume, which I haven't really did an audit of what I consume. I just looked at a lot of political stuff, and a lot of political stuff is just straight up hopeless. I remember it's just hopeless misery porn of how the government's just filled with evil people that don't care, and I I think I still oh yeah how how culture sucks, how politics sucks, and how just overall the quality of life for everybody has been in the toilet for a long time. The quality of life of everybody has just been in the toilet. So I'm instead of listening to a lot of these doomer ideas, I'm going to step take a step back, maybe listen to something corny like positive affirmations, like positive affirmations, and say and just have and just consume something that isn't that is at least gives hope to the self. And every time the positive affirmations try to go into like new age spiritualism, I'm like, all right, shut up. I'm just gonna try to like see if there's any Christian versions of this. But yeah, and like in the meantime, I've also been playing a lot more video games because a friend gifted me uh AY Thor, and I've just been playing. I've been playing 3DS games. I've been playing like just old games from like a pretty from like the golden era of like a from the PlayStation 2 3D from like before 2016. I just been playing games before 2016, like from the 3DS, from the GameCube, PS2. The game that I recently finished was Shimigami Tensei 4, and it was a very interesting. It's a very interesting story. That the best way I can put it is like a retelling of Sodom and Gomorrah. Because like if you know anything about Shimigami Tensei, it's a game that is very inspired by the mythologies of the world, and it always finds a way to tie itself back to the uh, mostly Jewish mysticism. The Jewish mysticism always finds itself as a core. Oh my goodness gracious! I cannot read that. Let me Google Translate. Welcome to the stream. Let me see. I cannot read that. I wish I did. I cannot. Hello, Fred. Konnichiwa. Oh my goodness. How did you find the stream? That's unexpected. Konnichiwa, Tomodachi. Yay. Goodness gracious. But I have been playing uh Shimigami Tensei 4, and the story was very interesting. It's like it's a little bit of a modern retelling of Sodom and Gomorrah, where God where the main things like God wants to annihilate Tokyo because of demons and demons like invaded the space, and the demons invaded the that land, and I got the law route. And when you go through the law route, you encounter the white, which is the embodiment of nihilism and nothingness, and you fight against chaos. And chaos is basically like satanic forces as well. Um, and what I noticed when you go through the law route, all the demons, the satanic entities, they say going the law route is foregoing your free will. And I found that so funny because the way that they explain free will is it goes back to my idea that people's idea of free will is synonymous with one's preferred means of self-destruction, where they think chaos will lead, the demonic entities believe that chaos will lead to an equal world because it will be the strong, it will be the world that will is meant for the strong and only for the strong, right? And a world full of law will garner a world where nobody has autonomy, but they will follow, but they will be safe. And I reject, and I reject both of those ideas because, in the story, to get the law, like what happens in the law route is complete Tokyo annihilation, and the which is complete Tokyo annihilation, which goes against the idea of the God of the Old Testament, which he several times, every time he every time that there is an annihilation option, God always gives humanity a chance to redeem itself. For Sodom and Gomorrah, for an example, I remember in the story where God messaged a prophet, would talk to a prophet that said like, I'm going to annihilate this air, I'm going to annihilate this city. If you cannot find, and like that prophet was like, no, don't annihilate the city, it's pretty cool. And God's like, if you can find me 100 good people in the city, I won't annihilate it. And the prophet's like, okay, how about 50? He was like, all right, I'll do it for 50. 25, fine. 25, 10, fine. 10. And he bargained it down to like finding one good person. But the problem is he couldn't find a single good person in the city, so it had to be demolished, right? Even with the story of like the entire when God flooded the entire world to start over, he still had a single family. He still had like that one. I I can't believe I forgot the name. Noah. Noah. It's the story of Noah's Ark, right? He still had Noah, his wife, Noah and his wife, and he told Noah to build an ark, and then gather two animals of every species onto that ark, right? So Noah still like God still finds people to take to the new world. There is that grace option, and even and like I said, it is a final solution. It is a final solution, and even after that final solution, there is a opportunity for to start again, right? I would say like a better law ending within that game would be if God told the people of Mikado, which is the land that the protagonist came from and is basically a stand-in for Israel, um, biblical Israel, not modern day Israel, uh, and tell them to uh, cast the demons out of Tokyo and make Tokyo a new Mikado. Not make Tokyo a new Mikado, but expand the Mikado. Like that sounds like a better or not a yeah better law ending. And I guess that goes into like more of the Shin Megami Tensei uh types of stories. But like that idea, I explained that game because it got me thinking about the idea of free will, right? I'm so in the idea of free will because I was pretty much sick of people thinking that free will doesn't exist because of either your choices not mattering, or choices not mattering, or you don't get to choose against your nature, right? Like people think that free will constitutes choice. And after playing that game, I came to a realization that free will is not about choices, but it's more about consciousness. You people are free, free will happens before you make a choice, right? What I mean by that is you are free to see your choices that's bestowed upon you, and you have the will to contemplate the consequences of those choices. Like that is where your free will comes from. Whether your choices are better for you or worse for you, or better or for you or worse for you, that's a different question. To that, and like when I was thinking about that, I was the first thing that came to my mind was Pavlov's conditioning, right? When you condition a dog that when a bell rings, it will see food. The dog knows the dog knows that it's going to be fed when it hears the bell. Therefore, that it will bring them a better quality of life if they adhere to it. If they adhere to the bell. And what also helped me get to that idea comes from just learning about general propaganda. I remember I was watching an old documentary called "The Generation of Self," and the Generation of Self is about how a select few marketers completely changed American culture through women being through what was it? What's the word? Influencing women to buy cigarettes when it was majority a male product, to politics influencing what people buy, who people vote for in politics. And a good companion piece would be Edward Bernays' book on propaganda, where I think the quintessential quote from that book is that your politics or your thoughts come from people that you do not know. And that rung so true to me because that's the entire appeal, that's the entire idea of storytelling. And I think storytelling is like the most powerful tool that we have as human beings. That the reason that we follow the Bible is because it's from people. It's stories and narratives and morality passed down to us. It was created by people that we haven't met before in our lives. So I think that's a very interesting thing. And I feel like that goes in to wrap it all back and tie it all back to my idea on free will. I think free will is uh a not a I don't think free will is a question of choice, but a experience, but more of an experience of consciousness. It doesn't matter if you have one choice in life or a thousand choices. The fact that you know you do have choices in life is your you do have choices in your life, and you can contemplate the consequences because we have minds. We are able to think. And once we when we are able to think, we have will. Seeing what's seeing or being or having comprehension of what's before you, you are free to comprehend what's to see what to see what's before you. And I say see, like, and you don't need to have eyes to see, right? You have you have the freedom to see what's before you, whether it's one like zero, nothing, to one, like one to zero to infinity, which I don't think there's anything. Well, actually, let's just say one to infinity. Whether you have one choice or infinite choices, the fact that you have the ability to see the one choice, that is freedom. What like the ability to comprehend what those choices entail. You have the will to think. That is your will, and no one can take your will away from you. And that goes within humans and animals as well. So that's what I've kind of discovered that's what I've been thinking about when it comes to free will and consciousness. And that brought me, and I'm like going on in a little bit of a rant today because I had a thought earlier today about AI and is AI conscious, because there was a thing that was happening on Twitter where Richard Dawkins, prolific scientist, author of The Selfish Gene, vocal atheist, he got one shotted by Claude telling him that his book is genius and telling him what he wants to hear, and therefore he believes that AI is conscious. And I'm like, dang, that is so funny. For me personally, I just haven't I never respected Richard Dawkins. I respected his work, what he's able to do to understand like the human condition, but using what he is, using his work as leverage to philosophy. He's a scientist, and he used his clout of being a scientist to cross over the streams of being a philosopher, and that is just unrespectable. I don't respect that at all because he is an awful philosopher. Um. So yeah, he gave Claude, an AI chatbot, his book, and the AI chatbot said what he liked, and therefore he concluded that AI is conscious. And I say AI will never be conscious because AI a reflection of is more of a reflection of the creator. It is a reflection of consciousness. Just like how literature is not conscious, film is not conscious, video games are not consciousness. These characters that I'm drawing, they are not conscious. They are a representation of consciousness. They are a representation of my thoughts and beliefs, or a filter, a representation of my thoughts and beliefs filtered through these characters of what I'm drawing right now. Like Travis right here will never be conscious. Ali will never be conscious. Uh, and so on and so forth. The reason why a lot of people, why people would speculate that AI conceive consciousness is because it is a hyper realistic reflection, and a hyper realistic reflection that we have not seen in a while, right? I'm not saying that we haven't seen it before, but we haven't seen it in a while. I think the first time that we've seen it was with the invention of film, of the moving picture. Because it reminds me of, I don't know if it's real or not, but like when you were that story where people were in a theater and they showed a train. They showed a train, like a film of a train moving, and people thought it was a portal to like another dimension. They thought it was a They thought it was a window or something like that. Cause like, cause like a moving picture was beyond their comprehension, right? And we haven't seen that since. And like the next iteration of that was like video games, where some people to this day they believe that video games are like psychopathic murdering training simulators, right? And AI is just another step forward of that, where we haven't seen human creation mirror its creator in such a way, in such a photorealistic way, to the point that it can it can fool lesser people. It can fool it can imitate it so well that people can be convinced of it is consciousness, but it's not even conscious. It's a reflection. It's like looking into a mirror and seeing saying that reflection is another person. There's a person that lives on the other side of the mirror instead of the mirror being one-sided and reflecting light off of it. So that's what I think. That's what I've noticed. That's what I've noticed. That was basically my morning thought. My morning coffee thought. And I wanted to and that was kind of that's also low key a reason why I wanted to stream, because I had these ideas and I'm like, I'm not working on any commissions right now, and I want to, so I might as well work on the comic. So yeah, it's like a so yeah, that's like what's been going on with me personally. And I guess recently I've also had like a meeting with my cousins, or like talking shop with my cousins, and that was pretty fun. Yeah, that was pretty fun. Yeah, what's your thoughts on AI as an art tool? I mean, it is what it is. It is an art tool. Like AI cannot create on its own. Yeah, literally AI cannot create on its own. Um, which is, I don't know why I said that, because that's not what you're asking. I think it's fine as an art tool. Like, dude, I'm using it right. I'm using this person doesn't exist.com right now. I'm using that as a tool to draw human faces. Like, hold on. This is this is who I'm drawing. This is because I'm bad with I feel like I'm bad with a impressions. Like, this is not a real person right here. I think you can see it. Yeah, this is not a real person right here. But this but I'm taking this AI person, so I don't infringe on somebody's likeness. I don't want to infringe on anybody's likeness. And I want to have real people. I want not real people, but I want to have a more like detailed world of people in Purgatory Academy that I want to take in bits and pieces of people, or something that resembles people, because like I said, characters in Purgatory Academy, they're not real. They are meant to like resemble people. So like AI as an art tool, I don't think it's bad. Being lazy is bad. Being lazy is bad. And I think honestly, and honestly, it like a whole bunch of it's the whole rage against it, or rage on the internet. It's pretty played out. I think it's like, I feel like personally it's one of those things where people are mad that they know about it, and people don't really have enough to do in their lives, so they choose to focus on stuff like this, like that. I mean, so I don't. So it's annoying. It's really annoying. But that's also why I'm not really. That's also why I'm not in any art communities, because a lot of art communities is following a leader, following a leader that's not even there. So a lot of the times it's just a power vacuum of who can be the biggest bully, who can who can henpeck the most amount of people. Who's the most popular, who can be the biggest culture, who can be the biggest vulture. So I don't a lot of issues are not really issues. But that's just me. That's just me. Okay, let's see. I wonder if I remember. I can still, yeah, I think I can still draw some of the uniforms from memory. But yeah, I don't feel as depressed as anymore. I don't feel as depressed ever since I started like trying to focus on the positives and trying to, yeah, just focusing on content that uplifts my mood, helps keep me positive. Because if I don't do that, I'm just gonna be going back to politics and saying media today is awful. And what really gets my goat is just going on Twitter and seeing people just hype up absolute garbage, trash opinions and media. And the internet is just full of people that honestly shouldn't have opinions. It makes me realize freedom of speech was a mistake. Like maybe not everybody should have the ability to speak. It just makes me feel like that. I was telling a friend who was arguing that jobs in the industry will fall due to AI, and I told them that you can say the same thing for. I was telling a friend who was arguing that jobs in the industry will fall due to AI, and I told him that you can say the same for painting digitally. Like no one is buying B5 manga paper in inks or tones like they used to. Oh, like they used to about those industries. Oh yeah, like the only people that buy like B5 manga paper is probably like Ralph Seven's October, creator of Under God. I know he does all of his stuff traditionally because he wants to. Like all of that, it went from but I understand what you're saying. It went from industry to niche. In like a niche of a niche. And when it comes to like conversations like that, I'm like, wow, drip or drown, dude. It's like, what are you gonna do? I hate having those conversations personally, where I'm like, yeah, everything's stacked against you. Are you going to drip or drown? Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I don't like that. I'll give him a hoodie. Actually, maybe trying to figure out. Can you tell me a summary of the story? Um, Purgatory Academy specifically, or this book that I'm working on? Because I want every book to focus on its own theme, but content, but like all the characters evolve from going through those themes. You're drawing currently. Oh, okay. What's happening right now is a conversation. It's like a conversation. Uh, all like Travis and Ali are talking about the current situation that they're in right now. More specifically, like are they dead, and who runs this afterlife, right? Travis is he takes the position of like the demons run this afterlife. They run Purgatory Academy because like the only figures that they can trust right now or who would have the most information are the people that run this place. While Ali on this panel, he says, "No, you literally cannot trust demons." Like, no, yeah, no, yeah. These demons are not like you can literally never trust demons. Period. Especially these guys. Well, he's like, well, there are. He is a Muslim, so he does believe in the idea of jinn and the jinn. All jinn aren't evil. You're right. It just comes from the. It comes from all, and the idea concept of jinn is like adopted from Arabian or like other neighboring pagan beliefs that been incorporated within Islam. But that's part of the whole like that's like more of a like the mystical side. But like Ali, like he's still like he's like playing with the idea of like yeah they're probably jinn. They're like these are spiritual beings. But they are not trustworthy spiritual beings. So I'm not going to trust anything that they say at all. He even doesn't even trust the fact that he's dead right now. That's kind of how far he's going with it, right? So like what's happening with these panels, what's is something to keep the audience engaged if the conversation isn't interesting enough for them. And I guess another way to explain it, if you read the book Save the Cat, there is a concept in Save the Cat called Pope in the Pool. Uh, and the whole idea of that is you have something interesting going on while exposition, something going on in the background, or you have the audience look at something interesting while exposition plays in the background. Like I yeah, while exposition plays in the background. Travis and Ali talking, it is the exposition, while the fight scene going on in the background, that is the Pope in the pool. And what I'm doing with the fight scene, which I established over here, there is some like one fighter is representing Ali's position, and another fighter is representing Travis's position. And I'm framing this conversation, this debate as a fight. So when somebody says something impactful, that's when like a powerful punch lands. Or if somebody or when another character dodges a question, you would see or dodges a question, you would see like their representative fighter dodging a blow, right? So that's what I want to represent. They're either dodging a blow or just missing or just straight up missing, right? So I guess that's like another double on like it's probably like a triple entendre at this point where uh conversation is a form of combat, is a form of confrontation. And I think in like over here in this area of this page, Travis is something impactful, and this is like the crowd and that's watching these two fighters fight cheering. So basically, Travis says something impactful, bam, and then you have an audience like cheering. It's like it's again it's a double entendre where it's supposed to be an impactful rebuttal and an impactful rebuttal and a what's the other word? Uh, Kind of like a killing blow, something near to a killing blow. That's like the idea that I want to convey. And the reason why I'm going with this route with storytelling is because I remember I made like documents very early on that I wanted to experiment with uh I wanted to experiment with a different forms of story structure where I have 10 chapters and it follows an A and B A plot and B plot, right? Right now this is the A plot. We're back to the A plot. Where the A plot is Travis and Ollie figuring out Ollie basically figuring out that his situation is real, right? And the B plot is the B plot follows the faculty of Purgatory Academy. And the problem that the faculty has is trying to convince the students to follow them. And the issue is one vice principal is kind of ruining it for everybody else. So they're trying to figure out like which vice principal it is and how they can stop arguing for a second so they can figure out so they can reorganize and get these kids to do what the faculty wants them to do. And that just be and literally just being like the cheerleaders of hell. So yeah, that's basically the cheer like basically get these kids to be cheerleaders of hell. That's it. Sounds good. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Uh, I'm gonna like oh he's gonna be like whoa like right now guys you can't well I can probably show it. So your site is what do these different price tiers offer? Yeah, yeah. Like the way that my site is broken down, I show the the proposition of why you want to sign up now because you get 4 free chapters with all the bonus content. That bonus content includes author's notes, thumbnails, and character in like just design, like character designs, and what da 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 da. And when you scroll down, like at the bottom, it shows like what each tier offers. The more you scroll down, it shows like which tier offers what, and yeah, it's mostly to it's not it's more of a what I want to do with the landing page is to mostly sell the experience of just reading the stories instead of explaining what the stories are. Like the reason why I think of that approach, because maybe. Oh well, honestly, when I look at the amount of people who land on the page, they don't read anything. They don't read anything. Like I could go into in depth of what the stories are about, but the thing is, people just skim. Majority of people skim within like 10 seconds. People go to the landing page and they click on the free option without even knowing like what I without and I only have like the landing page, the above the fold, the header to explain what's going on. So I gotta use that my the knowledge of I really gotta have to tap into people's emotional state. I gotta tap into what she has in the emotional state. So which tier has access to all different story titles? Oh no, with every tier you get all of the stories. The first tier is you get the first chapter of all four stories. The fifth tier, the first tier, you get access to the first chapter of all the stories, and the bonus content. Number tier five, tier five. The second tier, you just get the base stories and the updates of full chapters. The updates of the full chapters. Uh, the tier 10, you just get the hold on, yeah, full chapters. But like with all of them, yeah, you get access to all four titles. It's just like tier 1 you get one chapter, the first chapter. Tier 2 you get the and well, I would say the tiers after the free tier, you get access to everything and like every I'm trying to find the right word, but every tier after the free one, it's just more benefits stacked on top of each other. But you will always get like all four, and even future ideas because like I do want to write a novella. Like I have one chapter done of my novella, but I don't. Yeah, just looked at the bottom checklist. I've I have one chapter done of my novella, but the reason why I haven't published it yet is because I want to do a sort of Diary of a Wimpy Kid esque uh, thing with it, where I would do simple drawings of scenes within the chapters. I haven't done it. Well, actually, I can probably try to like sit down and work on it today, since I don't really have any commissions or any larger obligations to work on. And the drawings would be like very simple. It'd be like Diary of Home would be good type stuff, where I would like just draw sketches of like what the characters are doing, so you would know what they look like. So yeah, like and the reason why I want, oh, well, I guess I can go back to trying to work on the novella actually. Wow. Okay. That'll be very cool. That's very cool. Now that I realized it, now that I'm thinking about it, because like I was working on the novella. I usually work on stuff like that when I'm on like plane rides, when I'm on trains, when I'm in transit. Basically, when I have a lot of time to kill. But now I'm like, oh yeah, I can probably go back to like looking at my looking at my drafts and seeing like what I wanted to write about. There we go. Hold on, I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back. Right back. Okay, chair stream over. All right, I'm back. AFK copy. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. So yeah, I want to. I guess I can go back to working on the novella now that I have a lot of. Now that I have a lot of free time. Again. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, where is it? Where is? Where do I put it? Oh, this person doesn't exist. All right, cool. I can try to find another character. Hmm. There we go. But yeah, I am feeling I am feeling better day by day. I'm just still trying to figure that out. Just trying to figure out the same things that I've been trying to figure out. The whole money situation. So I'm just trying to see like what's the best approach with that. So like so but when I have that figured out, then it'll be a very it'll be a day worth celebrating. Absolutely. Which is really funny that it's been like this difficult because to every time I would go to like a an event or like talk to like people, that would tell me that, yo, you need to stream more often. You have a really good personality, a very infectious, bright personality. Or just like make content online. And the funny thing is, like, making content online, it really isn't a meritocracy no more. Isn't that? So when I even try to go offline, I don't even know where to go. You know what I mean? Figure out how to. That needs. Yeah, the palm. But yeah, actually now I remember why I haven't been making things that much. It's literally because that I will make more things when I can prove to myself that it can be profitable or scalable. I haven't proved to myself that it's a scalable venture. Like it's fun to do, but if I can't scale it, then it's just multiplying by zero. You know what I mean? That's why I haven't really worked on it. Yeah, this is pretty. What can I? What can I do? Yeah, this is Yeah, this is a pretty slow thing, but I'm glad I was able to stream, being able to get some of my thoughts out in a productive and working on something in a productive manner. Like I haven't been this, but like what has been pretty good for the for my birthday is that I think this year I've gotten like the most amount of birthday money that I've ever had in my life, so it's pretty good. So I can really take the month off to relax if I want it to, but I it's a better idea for me to just keep moving forward. What about podcast talking head type videos discussing anime, manga, or tutorials? Or what's your thoughts on that? Or thoughts on that as scalable? I tried a faceless thing, a faceless like podcast thing. My I just don't have the passion to do something like that. Unfortunately, I really just don't have the passion to do something like that. That's the problem. Like I have a way more interest in just streaming on what I'm doing and having my giving my thoughts out there like here like this. And I'm honestly just too lazy to clip my live streams. Like the closest thing to do to something like that is just clipping these live streams. I'm just kind of very lazy to do because I'm like, what is? Because I'm like, what even is the point? That is very late. I guess I'm just too lazy to like clip the live streams because I feel like doing I'm already doing a lot. And there was an era of me being online where I was doing more. I was doing a whole lot more. No, what kind of type of content do you consume on YouTube? Let me look at my YouTube. Shoot, no, stop. Let me look at my YouTube. Uh, uh, video games, politics, cultural stuff, let's plays, video game OSTs. Wait, is that even a let's play? Yeah, that's a live stream let's play. Um, politics, music, stuff I wouldn't talk about. Yeah, just stuff that and A24 is a $1 billion company. Yeah, just stuff that I wouldn't really talk about. It's like stuff that it's like interesting to me. There's like some stuff that's interesting to me, but I'm like I would not like spend. I would not spend like 5 minutes of my life like editing a video about my thoughts on anime or manga. That's that's kind of what I noticed. I think the last thing that I did like that was a video where I was explaining why I don't care about One Piece anymore, and I just hate the process of making videos personally. I'd dude, I'd rather live stream. because it does a lot of things that I want to do at once. Public speaking, working on the comic, like working on something that I actually care about, and just making it just produces it produces content. It's like three layer. It's working on a personal skill, and it produces content on two different fronts. So for me, streaming is honestly the best thing that I can do because it hits that ikigai. If I was able to scale streaming, if I found a way to scale streaming, which is honestly the answer, would probably make clips. But dude, I've actually, yeah, I've unfortunately have done that already. I made like 50 clips on my YouTube channel, and it just went nowhere. Oh my gosh, that's depressing. Wait. I think I had a playlist on it. And I tried so hard with that too. Even made like thumbnails for the clips. I try to make it like 5 minutes, test it around with 11 minutes, all over the place. Goodness gracious. I did like 25 videos. Then after, I think I gave myself like 25 videos. I'm like, if it doesn't work for 25 videos, it's just over. I'm not doing that anymore. But that's just not how YouTube works. YouTube only works when you're talking about popular persons, places, or things. I'm still stuck in small channel hell until I get like a signal boost from somebody who likes my stuff, or if I can just ape off of somebody else's audience, like a real person's niche off of an audience, because that's how YouTube works. Unless I dedicate my channel to stealing someone else's audience, like a larger person's audience, then that's when I get rewarded, because that's just how the algorithm works. The YouTube algorithm works just off of finding a like audience. Like if I had what's his name? What's a if I had like Super Eye Patch Wolf in like every thumbnail, or who am I freaking? No, that is just a video on the AYN Thor. Um, I opened up. If I had what Synthetic Man in the thumbnail, or Damon Cassidy, or I'm just naming like creators that I'm just seeing right now. Mickey, well, is Mickey? Who is Mickey C? How many? Is he a popular guy? No, he's not even. He's not even big enough to ape off of. Or Jay Dyer, right? Who's this guy? Or Fat. Wait, no, he's not big enough. Yeah, like if I can, like just ape off. Like if I spend time just aping off of popular people to steal their audience, then that would help me play the game. But there's really nobody in this specific niche, unless I want to like ape off of white manga or whatever. Like I have like white manga in every thumbnail or something like that. And I don't even talk about them at all. It's just straight up clickbait. Like I was watching this one political YouTuber, Verlim. He does that all the time. He puts like Carlson, Ben Shapiro, Bibi Netanyahu in every one of his thumbnails, and he just doesn't even talk about them. He just doesn't even talk. They're just there in the thumbnail. So I guess if I wanted to expel, like freaking catapult these streams in viewership, maybe I would have the thumbnails just be nothing but popular popular webcomic figures. Not manga figures because I'm not making manga, but webcomic figures or independent comic figures. So like white manga would be one. They're not manga. They're just not manga at all. Like Saturday AM, they're not making manga. They're graphic novels. They're comics. They're American comics. Every they're American comics. I would be in that niche. What else? What else? If you put indie manga in general in your title, like title, you can put anybody in the thumbnail. Yeah, basically, that's like the thumbnail. The thumbnail is made for clickbait. That's what I've learned off of like watching William. He's not even like a YouTube guy. He's just a guy that catapulted in subscribers because he knows how to clickbait people. Because well, his production value is really good. But I remember going to his like watching some of his live streams, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just good at clickbait. I just have like popular figures in the thumbnail. I don't. He doesn't even talk about them, but it's good enough. It's good enough that people will be like, "Oh yeah, yeah." They come for the thumbnail and they stay for the content. That's kind of the thing. That's the thing. I wonder if I do that right now. If I can do that right now, what? Or like probably in the next stream, I'll make a thumbnail and put like, ever watch Gawk art? No, it was. Let's see who Gawk art is. This is literally the first This is the first time I've ever heard about this person. That's the funniest thing about the internet now. Like like 15 years ago, if someone had like a million views, everybody would know that guy. Everybody would know that guy. It's not even like that anymore. It's crazy. This is the first time I ever heard about this guy, and he has like 2 million subscribers and 135 videos. Yeah, I'm just gonna yeah. I think that's gotta be the new meta. That's gonna be my new meta actually. The next stream, instead of just being like, oh, I'm gonna do manga, indie manga stuff. Oh wait, look at this. I'm just gonna put white manga, bam, gawk art, bam, cinematic art vlogs, basically. Okay, bam. I'm not even going to imitate. I'm not even going to imitate their style of videos or anything. I'm just going to steal their audience. I'm just gonna put their names in the metadata in the thumbnails. Not a thumb. Yeah, and I'll put like their characters, their icons in the title in a tasteful way, maybe, and then just put their names in the descriptions and the tags, so I can signal to YouTube, hey, steal this guy's audience, steal this guy's audience, because because that's what I've heard how YouTube works. Just constant trend jacking, character audience stealing. I'll probably do like a deep dive of who I can put in the thumbnail and who I can whose audience I can steal for the best result. Clownfish. Clownfish TV. Dang. Oh wait, yeah. Hold up. That's a name I haven't heard in forever. That is a name I have not heard in AI art in the thumbnail. That's crazy. AI art in the thumbnail. Wow. I'm not knocking them, but I'm not knocking them. Get your money. Get your money. If it work, hey, if it works, it works. If it works, it works. I ain't knocking nobody, dog. If it works, yo, yo, that's just the sign of the times. That's just the sign of the times. Yo, I should probably get like a soundboard, an obnoxious soundboard. Just be like, like how do like where do I? Yeah, I gotta probably get a soundboard. That sounds funny. Nah, but yeah, yeah. It's. I should do that. I should absolutely tap into stealing people's audiences. Just be like drawing manga, and I just have clownfish TV, like just hangout session. Have white manga. It's just like people join in being like, "Oh, hey, is white manga here?" And I'm like, "No." I'm just drawing by myself. Oh man. No, it's just clickbait. But I am drawing manga though. Or whatever. I'll probably do that tonight if I have the energy. Yeah, man, what other guys? Dude, I haven't seen Clownfish in so long. Oh man, like what was the era where I was like watching Clownfish every day? I think I remember there was an era where I was doing where that was happening. Now that was probably in the 2020s. Dang. Like early 2020. That was a while. That was a while. I think I know why I stopped watching them. I remember there was a time where I wanted to make content like them. Oh yeah, no, I guess I was like around the same era where it probably was this. No, it can't be. It's the same era. Well, it probably was the same era where I was like watching a lot of coffee comics. Man, that was a crazy era. But I wanted community, and I wanted to help people, and I wanted to see as many people thrive, stuff like this as possible. Different time. I was a different person. Morning hangouts. Who else? Who else? That honestly, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Just like just skim. I'm just gonna do that until it's gonna be against YouTube's terms of service. Just have like people that's in my like I take what is whatever is popular that YouTube is recommending me, and I'm like, all right, this guy's popular, so so I'm gonna ape off of him. I'm gonna be super shameless. Just having freaking Jet Franzen in my thumbnail, like as if I'm going to talk about him. Oh, what the heck? Oh, it's a new front end for AYN. Maybe. Maybe I'll get a cool front end from the store. That's just effort. Effort. I just want to play video games. Okay, cool. And these characters are going to be faded. Alright, cool. I could probably just now start drawing the probably now just start drawing the line art. Yeah, but that's probably going to be the missing. It could be the missing link that I'm of these streams. I'm probably just missing absolute killer clickbait. And who knows? Clickbaiting the audience might get the attention of wait, wasn't there like a guy that keeps talking about manga? Who is that guy? There's like, well, there's a handful of like manga YouTubers. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. Like, what's gonna happen? The manga YouTuber's gonna talk to me? Oh no! Oh no! Nobody talks to me. Like, oh no! Literally nobody talks to me. So I'm pretty much golden. You'll crack the code soon. We gotta start converting leads, my guy. Oh yeah, yeah. You know what's gonna be, you know what's gonna be so freaking funny? People are gonna be like, "Yo, amazing how you did it." I'm gonna be like, "I don't know." Luck. I'm gonna be that guy. Be like, "Ah, man, you just get lucky, I guess." I'm gonna be the biggest gatekeeper ever. And yet everything all like and I'll be too lazy. They're gonna have to watch all of my streams, like literally all of my streams, to figure it out. Time and place. Time and place, I don't know. Yo, Mason, how did you get to sell like a million copies of Purgatory Academy? I don't know, right time, right place. IDK. Ever tried posting on webtoons? I don't know. Oh man. Oh man. Have you tried following your heart? I just start giving them Kingdom Hearts lines. Did you know that your friends are your power? this is this is this is the most devious looking background character that I've ever drawn. Like he doesn't even have a name. don't stop don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. I don't know. I just took the midnight train going anywhere. Oh my gosh. Damn, I really like how devious this kid looks. Like this is where it starts. Like I just started drawing a character, a background character, and I'm like, I need it to like like he needs to be in the next book. This evil kid needs to be in the next book some way somehow, and he needs to some way somehow I will make it work. I think that's also the joy of like making of creating like comics or just how I make it because they like you'll just have like weird instances like this where I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. This is it. You ever play Bully? I played Bully forever ago. Yeah. This kid looks like a. You think? No, he doesn't look like Jimmy Hopkins. Oh, you mean the antagonist of Bully? Wait, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. The antagonist of Bully, he doesn't have the same cut. Ah, he doesn't look like Gary. Ah, I don't see it. I don't think he looks like Gary. I wonder if there's a character in Bully that at least have has the same cut. Nah. No, it's the nose. I don't know. Wait, let me check. Probably, yeah, probably. Yeah. This kid is prime villain. This kid looks like he deserves to be here. like he doesn't. He should just skip the whole. Yeah, he looks like he just deserves to be here. Pure villain energy, pure aura. I think his hair. I think his hair just reminds me of Vegeta in a way. There's something Vegeta-esque about him. Like classic, like Dragon Ball enemy feel, enemy feel. Like he got some Saiyan pride. Yo, I like this design. I like this kid. I like this kid. He looks cool. Let me look back. Oh man, book four is a good. Oh no. Uh, yeah, book four is gonna be about passion and love. I don't know if I can include him in anything. What am I watching currently, if anything? I recently watched Hoppers and Goat. My thoughts on Goat, I think it's I feel like it's the Jet Set Radio of movies where people care more about the vibe of the movie instead of the actual substance. It's a pure style over substance movie. Um and Hoppers, I really disliked the protagonist of Hoppers because there wasn't a real time to have characters reflect upon their actions because of the pacing was so breakneck. It was actually no, it was a really good, it was a well-paced movie, but it did not take time for the characters to actually represent or reflect of what they represent or if it's good for them to be who they are. It's hard to explain. Where it was more focused on telling a story. It was more focused on plot point, plot point, plot point. Like like hitting these beats, and like it was a very fun like watch, but it's so weird to point that out because structurally it's a good movie. It works fine. But when you try to peel back the layers and dissect what these characters are meant to represent and how they go about getting what they want in the film, there's no real reflection of the actions of the characters. You know what I mean? Like that was my main problem with Hoppers. Those are the two things that I was like that I was watching. Oh, what else? Like a couple months ago, I saw Zootopia 2 and I just didn't care about that. Shoot. What else? Oh, I need to mute that. My phone. What am I have I been watching? I mean, I actually have been playing a lot more games. I've been playing like Kirby. Well, I told you about my experience with Shin Megami Tensei 4. Um, I've recently finished playing Kirby Robobot and Triple Deluxe on the 3DS. I just love Kirby games because of how simple they are. Like I will take a baby game made by competent game designers than a baby game made by indie developers any day because that's just a safer bet. Um, there's not really nothing to explain with Kirby Robobot or Kirby Triple Deluxe. I really like Robobot because throughout the entire game, it has a cohesive. It's so interesting to see a cohesive theme throughout the entire game. Cohesive theming, like, and even when you're not paying attention to the narrative, you can't ignore it because of how everything is tied to the theme of robotics and productivity. What was it? What was it? The in like the productivity in industry of how all of those themes are incorporated in every world in one way, shape, or form. Even though if you're not even paying attention to the story, which is a Kirby game, the story can be very bare bones. It's just baked into the environment, and that makes the game feel so much. It makes the game feel way much more whole. It's something that you can't really ignore. And Triple Deluxe didn't really have that. Triple Deluxe just felt like another Kirby game in comparison. What else? Right now I'm playing another. I don't know why I'm playing another Shin Megami Tensei game. I'm playing Strange Journey, even though on stream on the gameplay streams I was playing Persona 3 Tactica, and I just didn't like. I just dropped that game because I didn't like the main antagonist. Because the main antagonist of like Persona 5 Tactica was the Archangel Samael, and and grant like admittedly I did not know like a lot about that Archangel. So after looking him up, I thought he was it's like a very cool idea that they squandered because like I feel like the Persona or just Shimigami Tensei as a whole or just Japanese storytellers or developers, they get wrong is that they can't separate the idea. They can't they cannot even fathom an idea of there being of a separation of good laws and bad laws. So when I was like looking at the Wikipedia, what I understood of the character of Samael was He's literally an archangel that is sometimes and that sometimes are represented as the head of Satan's, but he's still an archangel. He is Samael, which means of God, venom of God. An angel will always have a. From what I noticed, I think an angel will always have a suffix of L, and that suffix means of God. It's even in the name angel. I don't even know what angel means, but like of God, right? So Samael, in a way, he's kind of like an instigator to let people to remind people that they have choice, they have free will, they have that choice of choosing against God. But Samael is also the from what I remember, from what I can pick up, he also has the duty to punish sinners. He has a duty to kill sinners, right? So he so it's kind of so I'm like that's such a cool idea, right? But the way that the game portrays Samael, he is the entity that prevents people from rebelling against law, right? And that doesn't in just law in general. It doesn't matter if it's a godly law or a satanic law. It's just law in general. And I found that just so lame. It was just so bad because of the because like when they try to set it up, how they try to explain it, it makes enough sense, but they forget the fundamental aspect of separating good laws and bad laws. So I just had to drop the game after that because it was just it wasn't saying anything interesting after that. And I made it to the absolute end of the game too. I just didn't well the final world of the game. I just didn't want to finish it because it was just offensive to me. It was so bad it was offensive to me. What else? Let's see. Oh yeah, and the game also. What else? There's another issue I had with the game. Oh yeah, I did the absolute sin of not establishing why I should care about the main character. It felt like a it felt very offensive. Another offense that the game I took towards the game is that they use the protagonists of the previous Persona games just as marketing, and they don't do anything with it. They don't do anything with the characters from like the base Persona game. They just use them as icons to shoehorn the new character, the real protagonist, being a guy named Toshiro, which the game doesn't really give you a reason to care about him other than he's the main character. Other than he's the main character of the game. So that was another reason why I just didn't have any problems just dropping the game altogether. What else? What else? Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's a good wrap up of the media that I've been consuming, other than the regular YouTube videos. Uh, just going down the list of people's opinions of games I've already played, just so I can have like a different perspectives. Sometimes I don't like. It's rare that I watch a review before I play a game, Just because it's not because I'm afraid I'm afraid to inherit other people's opinions on things. Um, I usually watch reviews to see if I missed something, if I narratively missed something, or if I have a strong opinion, and I go online to see if I'm not crazy, or if I'm crazy for having a specific opinion. There are some opinions that I just know beforehand that I am alone in, so I don't even try to like. So sometimes I don't even try to look for people with similar opinions. Like my thoughts on the ending of SMT 4, but on like but on like general stuff. I see if I'm not crazy. Let's see, but yeah, but playing with the AYN Thor is really honestly it's just like the like one of the best gifts I've ever had. Like way up there. I'm trying to see if I can either even I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like if there's anything. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything that I'm missing out on. I'm just looking at my YouTube feed because my YouTube feed is pretty much a good summary. It's pretty a good feedback loop of reminding me what I watch or what is influencing my thoughts at the time. So yeah, live streams. Uh, oh yeah, I was in a conversation with my cousins a couple days ago. When I was telling them my thoughts on free will, and one of them asked, uh, it was a jump in the conversation, and one of my cousins asked, what are my thoughts on like how the Japanese people are treating or planning to treat their Muslim population or their migrant population. And I remember my answer was like I don't care. Like it's not my country. Like I refuse to have a opinion on it because it's not my country. And he was like, that's not an answer. I remember he was like, that's not an answer. So that ticked me off. That didn't make me. That didn't say tick. I shouldn't say tick me off as a way of making me mad. That just ticked me off of when somebody says that's not an answer. I'm like, okay, they are instigating a reaction or a conversation or a confrontation with me. So I haven't had an argument in like forever, and lol, that's not an answer. Yeah, it's like that took me off, and I was like, hey, I was like, hey, A, that is an answer because everybody believes that you're like it is an answer. It's just an answer that he doesn't like, right? Because apathy is still a position. Unfortunate. Apathy is still a position. So I was like, hey, apathy or just saying it's not my problem is still an answer. Is the one that you don't like. But if you want a concrete yes or no, like positive or negative answer, then I was like, yeah, I really don't care. It's their country. They like the Japanese have been in Japan for thousands of years. I think they have the right. They have the right to do whatever they want within their country, right? And I remember he told me my cousin was like, "Do you have any evidence of Muslims interrupting?" It was like something like, "Do you have any evidence of Muslims taking over the government or interrupting the way of life?" And my response was, it's literally in Islam. I'm like, no. For my first answer, my first question, my first response after he asked me, like, do I have in like data to prove that that's happening? And my response to that was, if right, Muslims are territorial. Look at England. Right. I'm not there yet. So I was like, listen, is there an answer? Like if I gave you evidence, of that happening, or like if I gave you evidence, any kind of evidence, would you change your mind? And he said yes. I remember he said like yes. If there was empirical data to show that Muslims are taking over whatchamacallit, if Muslims are taking over like their version of parliament or their government, their land, then I will change my mind. And I was like, okay, cool. I wasn't gonna give him like empirical data. I wasn't gonna give him numbers because that's stupid. That was more of an integrity check. When I asked him that, I was like, I'm not gonna give him any numbers because that's more of an integrity check to see if he is capable of changing his mind. So, but usually, what I've learned, when people say and when people ask for data, they don't really care about data at all. They just want to make you look stupid. They're more interested in making you look stupid, and I'll explain it later, right? Uh, so I said the reason why, like, it's like they're not crazy for not wanting like a specific population within their country is because it is in within their holy book, right? It's like like the whole point of Islam is to have everybody subjugated under Islam. Right data. That what's that? Hello. The right data. I do I data what's that? Yeah. So I was like, listen, man, it is within the religion that everybody will succumb to Islam. Like, everybody will be Muslim. Everybody will succumb to Islam. Like, that's just in the doctrine, right? Right. And he was like, dude, like, his response was, you can't, that's not good evidence because not everybody follows their religion. And that was the killing blow for me. That ticked me off for me. That out to say, okay, let's replace, not replace. So if you're willing to say not all, I could give you data, and because I can give you like data of 70% of Muslims do this, does X, and then that would tell me that it wouldn't be crazy for him to reply, well, you still have 30 hashtag not all, because you still have the 30% that does not do X. You know what I mean? So if you want to tell me that not all, then I'm like, okay, so data doesn't matter to you. Like, data doesn't matter. Like, period. At all, right? Like, that was like, okay, cool, awesome. So I don't need to give you numbers because you don't because you literally do not because you refuse to see patterns. How can I give you, and I try to explain that to him by saying, we all have the Bible. Every Christian has, like, everybody in the Western world have access to the Bible for free on their phone. Well, everybody in the world who has access to the phone has a phone, has an access to the Bible. They can go to the free will. In America, you can go to a free will and get a Bible for free. Yet there are so many different denominations of Christianity. So when you have like people who not deny, but yet when you have like people who cannot even agree on like how the church should run, how the church should be established, or how the church should run, or sometimes what the Bible even actually says, how can you expect people to understand? How can you expect like people to understand what data says if you have like the oldest book, like one of the most popular books ever known, and you still have people debating on what it means or how to how to completely follow it in the right way, how do you expect people to have a unanimous understanding of data? And he was like, consensus. And I'm like, uh like, consensus. Good points. And I was like, he was like, consensus. And I was like, consensus change all the time. It was consensus, for example, it was consensus that smoking didn't cause cancer. And he was like, no, that's a bad example because we ended up learning that smoking did cause cancer. And I'm like, you fool, you lose the point that consensus change all the time. To And that also goes to show that people are flawed. Goes to show that you are trusting the people that are holding the consensus to not fall to political bias. There's no such thing as an unbiased person. Sure, numbers don't lie, but numbers don't say anything. It's the people who do. It is the people who interpret those numbers that do. So, so they just didn't get it. Like, I remember he just not getting it. He's just not getting it because I'm like, I tried to explain to him like the numbers really don't matter at all. Numbers really don't matter, and that's not me saying like truth doesn't matter. It's just that the people who are in charge of the consensus, who has the political will, the math's not matching. LOL. No, you can make the math match. That's the thing. You can make the math match. However, the math doesn't say anything. People do. Math doesn't say anything. It's the people. It is the people who are in charge of interpreting that math who says something, and it's literally, and like those people are biased, who want to who are either paid or, yeah, perspective, yeah, people who are either paid or they have an ulterior motives to push their ideas. Literal, like, like come on, dog, like come on. We see it all the time. We do it all the time with the food industry, or a more controversial opinion when it comes to abortion, right? Or why women get abortions, right? Like, nobody cares about the numbers at all. Like, it's such a deadly topic. But the fact of the matter is, nobody cares about the numbers. The people who are in charge, they they are so good at interpreting the data to get the masses to feel smart for knowing knowing what they want them to know. And that's not me being, oh yeah, being super conspiratard and saying like don't believe in literally anything. That's just me saying people are biased. It's something that everybody understands. I'm saying like, yeah, people are biased. And anybody who wants to come to me trying to talk about consensus or data, I'm like, that is a ticking off point of anybody who wants to use data. They're they're trying to make you sound, they are either smart people that's trying to make you look stupid, or they're stupid people who want to look smart. That's like, it's either one or the other. And if someone who is smart trying to make you look stupid, then anything that comes out of their mouths is literal death to me. It's Hebel. It's like, it's poison to me. It's death. It's Hebel to me. So like, any instead of like instead of giving an alternative idea of saying this data means, then yeah, you literally cannot try to use that data against me. because I was like, because I'm a person of narrative. I'm a person of motive. If you can give me a motive, then I'll understand the story way better than you giving me like just numbers, throwing numbers at my face. So yeah, yeah, and now oh yeah, and also going back to the point of what's going on in England and India and what's been going on in India. Yeah, that's just what they do. Like conquest is what they do. It's in their religion. It's like it's literally what they do. And also, it's not them. It's like it's not them choosing to do that. They are literally let in by a third party. Like Muslims aren't choosing to invade. They are being let in. Like those are two completely different things. So, yeah, yeah, and that like stuff like that, it got me into thinking. Got me remind it reminded me of like why I don't really talk to people. Is your cousin poor Muslim? Is your cousin poor Muslim? No, like he no like a good chunk of my cousins are atheists. I think like a chunk of my cousins are atheists. I was like talking to the atheist crowd. Like, and that's like that idea of it's so funny when like he said not all Muslims follow their beliefs. I'm like, nigga, you don't follow your beliefs. You're atheist. You don't even follow your beliefs. Like, come on, Al. Holy projection. holy, holy projection, Batman. Like that's you, brother. My brother who forsaken Christ. You don't even follow your religion. That's you. My cousin who forsaken Christ. That is you. That is some people surprisingly actually follow the religion that they are a part of. I know that's a shock to a Western man who lives in a society who which you are not required to follow a religion, but people that come from Pakistan, that come from like majority that come from Turkey, that come from like majority Muslim countries, they do believe in what their religion says. That's a crazy idea. Crazy idea. I know, shocking. People believe some people really believe in their religions. Oh man, it brings us full circle to people. It brings us full circle to what people believe about free will. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's not about choices. It's about consciousness. Exactly. Oh yeah, and I think there's like because usually when I'm in like a family function, people don't really talk to me. Mostly because like I nobody really knows who I am. Like people just know me because like oh yeah you're the youngest kid of uh of the uncles of one of the uncles, right, so they don't really ask me about my opinions on anything. So this is like the first time my cousins actually asked my opinions about anything. So they're like, oh wow, you actually believe this? And I was like, yeah, of course I do, yeah. And I remember the conversation moved on to if America should be a Christian country, and I was like, yes, it should. And they're like, what about freedom of religion? And I'm like, we've had freedom of, like, we are like, yes, we are a Christian country. We had, well, was a Christian country. In the sense that majority of people who are here were Christian, and if you weren't Christian, you were the outsider. You were weird for that. That doesn't mean that prevents you from following your religion. You just have to know that you're not in Hindu or Muslim or Jewish territory. Like you can't, like, people were and are able to worship whatever religion that they can. It's permissible under under the Christian, under like a Christian primacy, because neutrality doesn't exist. Neutral like neutral tolerance does not exist at all. Like, we are able to have like a freedom of religion, being able to see all of those, being able to see, have that free will, that freedom of religion, because we have a belief structure, a Christian belief structure that allows people to follow what religion that they can. And I say, and like, not all, and just because it's a different, and I have like one step closer, that like not all religions are made equal. Actually, no. Yeah, not actually. Yeah, not all religions are made equal. You have the real religion, Christianity, and then you have everything else that is false religion. And as soon as people stopped taking that seriously, that's when everything just kind of stopped. Everything just like went to garbage, because religion is a prime aspect of culture. Where people get their beliefs from is a prime aspect of culture. And throwing that away, yeah, yeah, it just sucks. Everything just sucks. So yeah, I'm like, everything is like everything. Yeah, everything has to be like Christ first, and everything just flows from that. And then my cousins were like, well, Jesus never wanted a was never about conquest. Jesus was never about like leading lands or whatever. And I was like, dude, Jesus was here to remind people that he that God the Father exists, and he is wait. First there was the God. Wait, first there was a word, and then the word was with God, and the word was God. Okay, so yeah, first there was first there was first came the word, and the word was God, and the word and the wait, first, I'm trying to remember. First there was the word was God, and the man became God. Yeah, so to remind people that Jesus is God in the flesh. So in the God, the real God, the Father God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is real. It's Israel. He is Israel. He is the one true God. Right, and that was his point. That was his mission. That was his mission. Mission accomplished. Jesus was about his kingdom, and he was gonna take the entire earth, LOL, by fire. When he comes back, yeah, when he comes back. Um, but like on his like on it when he first came, he was like, yes, like, yes, like he was to remind people to follow the Father God, and worship Christ, because Christ is God in the flesh, right? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, the Triune God, right? And yes, he didn't give us a one step by step directorial plan of conquest like Muhammad did. He just said, like, yes, this is like, he's like, this is the need to know basis. This is the need to know basis of why I'm here. and what is important. Okay, anything else, use your discernment. God gave you the will. God gave you the will to use your discernment, to use your mind, to to not rationalize, not reason, because that's rationalization is not even not always a good thing, but to use your discernment. Well, he said, "Go out into the world." Exactly, exactly, right? It's like, how can we go out into the world and still keep the commandments of loving thy neighbor as you love your as thy love thyself? To set to set the captive captive. Yeah, love thy neighbor. Like, how can we like having a Christian nation wanting absolute wanting absolute Christian primacy. Also, I was like, how can you live in a world where okay, no. How can you live in the actually no. I might get to that later. I might get to that later actually. Um it's like yes, we like if it is a real like it is like if you do I have this idea where there isn't like you like there is no such thing as neutrality. Everybody cannot live together in neutrality. There has to be a predominant force that allows that neutrality. Just like I guess it goes back to like the idea of Samael, where even Samael having the interpretation of being the head of Satan's, and Satan being like literally the adversary of God, the ultimate authority. Even Samael, the head of Satan's, is beholden to God. He answers to God. You know what I mean? So God is the authors of the pleasant and the off and also not so pleasant. Right? It's like of the pleasant and the not so pleasant. Right? It cannot be a balance. Like it looks like a balance because it is so. Because the ultimate good allows it to happen. So with that being said, like an overtly Christian nation, it will be better for everybody because it will allow people like it will allow people to know that they have these freedoms. And then also it can over it not over there like actually there's no overstepping. Well, it will allow people to do something within certain parameters. Within certain parameters. And I know like within certain parameters. What was it? What was it? I remember one of my cousins. It wasn't one of my cousins, but it was like a thought that they really didn't like the idea of me saying false religion. Like one of my cousins didn't like me saying false religion because he was like, "Man, people have all these different religions. If somebody wants to like worship a burning tire, who am I to say that?" Like he said, like Mason, who are you to say that that's a false religion? And I'm like, dude, I can answer that in like in a like really quickly. Like who am I? I am the guy that is right. Like literally, I am the guy that is right. Why am I right? Because I trust in Christ, who says that he is the only way, he is the way, the truth, and the light, and nobody gets to the Father except through him. So if I deny that, if I grant that people think a burning tire or a burning calf or literal whatsoever is their access to God, then I'm denying Christ. If I'm saying any religion is equal to their access of the Father, then I am denying Christ. You can't have it both ways. So, because Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, uh, every other religion that does not include that is fake. It's false. And this is like one of those non-negotiable. This is what really makes it really funny to for me to have conversations with people who aren't Christian or non-theists because of the fact that I can just say I am right. Like that's it.
because like it's a literal non-negotiable. If you set the captives free, they are free. But he said he said set the captives wait to set the captives free, captive LOL into his kingdom. Yeah, and also goes into that reminds me of Shimagami Tensei 4, right? It reminds me of Shimagami Tensei 4 of like all the demonic entities saying that if you side with God, then if you side with God, then you are foregoing your free will. It was like that for the end game for Strange Journey, right? Where it had a resemblance of following God means you're giving up your free will, and I'm like, dude, that's so stupid. This goes hard if you have an IQ of like 20, right? If you have a room temperature IQ. Um, I think, and I think the Bible said it so great that like, well, you can't serve God and mammon. You will always be a slave. You're either a slave to God or a slave to your flesh. And once you internalize that you are always beholden to something greater than you, something that exists outside of your will, then you realize that then you realize that you are you will never like the well, no, I would say you'll never be free, but what people mean by freedom is wrong. It's just fundamentally wrong. Like nobody ever thinks about what if everybody like what I hate about the idea of freedom is that everybody just fundamentally gets that idea wrong. Because like no matter what they try to split their idea of what freedom is, nobody's ever free. And I'm not saying that like the freedom of the definition of freedom is something that you have or you don't have, but it's always free like the contemporary concept of freedom. It's either just self-destruction or it's either self-destruction in one way or another. And if you don't choose to have self-destruction, then you're not free. And I'm like, that's stupid. That is satanic. That is literally satanic. Like that's so dumb. I feel like I'm being lied to. Like that just feels like you're being lied to just off the jump. You know what I mean? It's like you're with us or against. It's like a weird sense of you're either with us or against us, or it's like no, not really. It's like like freedom is it's like freedom is making bad shit decisions. Like no, 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 no. Don't be stupid. Don't be fooled. Don't be tricked. Freedom isn't the choice. It is it isn't the choice, but is the awareness of your choices. In that sense, everybody is free. Even the animals are free. And you have the will because you have your will is using your thoughts, using your mind. Because every human being who is conscious, they have the will to think. They have the will to analyze their actions or their consequences. Or to have their will, their actions inflicted upon others. So to say that freedom only comes from what the heck happened. To say that freedom only comes from rebellion, it's just straight up it's just straight up lies. It's like it's a lie. Like you're just lying to people or just being dishonest. Pick one. Pick one. You're lying to people, or you're being dishonest. No, or not being dishonest, but like yeah, or you just don't know what you're talking about. Pick one. You're lying intentionally or unintentionally. Pick one. But yeah, that's that's all I got. It's 1 p.m. I probably should have stopped drawing like an hour ago. Well, I should have stopped drawing an hour ago, but this was pretty fun. This was a pretty fun conversation to talk about, to draw. Could save this. I mean, like, wasn't about like when I streamed this, I'm like, ah, man, I didn't get as much as I want time, but I'm like, you know what? It's not really about getting. It's not really about speed anymore. I'm so glad that I'm not even in the community, the internet comic creating manga. Dude, the internet manga community is so freaking dude. Like people will like straight up sit, like look at you dead in the eye and tell you you need to create more content. You need to create more You need to like pump out as many pages as you can and in quick succession. Like to who? Brother, to who? They're like you're gonna lose your audience and I'm like then recycle. Who cares? Like literally who cares? There's so many people. There's so many people out in the world where if you make a single chapter and you manage to get like a single chapter for like a dollar and you manage to get like enough people to buy it per day, it'll end up paying for itself. You just gotta it's like a marketing issue, not a volume issue. You have to sell. You have to learn how to sell. You have to learn how to copyright. That just sounds like to say that you need to like make more content in order to get more people. How are you multiplying zero by zero? Like you're multiplying the numbers of pages that you make by zero. You're essentially doing that. Like, come on now. You're not even making any sense, dog. But yeah, it's been like it'd be like that. At the end of the day, you really just gotta help yourself. You just gotta help yourself. Anyway, I'll check you later. Appreciate you for coming out. I need to go out, get some food, and then I might stream later tonight at 5 or something like that. Anyway, out. Well, bro, you stay. Well, bro, you stay on task, and I'll check. Well, bro, you stay on task, and I'll check you out for the next one. All right, peace.